I want to share with you guys an excerpt from one of my favorite books and authors, Think and Grow Rich. And this is the complete classic text from Napoleon Hill because I love this book so much. And I want to read you, because we're talking about your imagination and your subconscious mind. How do ideas, how do hunches and things like that come about? Where are they coming from? How are they manifesting in our field? So when ideas or concepts flash into one's mind through what is popularly called a hunch, they come from one or more of the following sources. So one, infinite intelligence, which would be source or the divine, whatever you want to call. Two, one subconscious mind wherein is stored every sense, impression, and thought impulse which ever reaches the brain through any of the five senses. Okay, so we've got intelligent design, your subconscious mind, which is a collection of everything that has been put through your being. Three, from the mind of some other person who has just released the thought. So someone can be in the room with you and they release a thought. That's a thought form. It goes out. Or picture of the idea or concept through conscious thought. So infinite intelligence, one subconscious mind, from the mind of some other person who has just released the thought or picture of the idea or concept through conscious thought, or from the other person's subconscious storehouse. Okay, so another person's subconscious mind. So you've got to evaluate how many of your thoughts are your own. And then once you determine that's not my thought, do you want it? Do you want to keep it within your subconscious mind and let that, affect your timelines? You have to decide, but you have to be in awareness to see it. So there are no other known sources from which inspired ideas or hunches may be received. The creative imagination functions best when the mind is vibrating due to some form of mind stimulation at an exceedingly high rate. That is when the mind is functioning at a rate of vibration higher than that of ordinary, normal thought. When brain actions have been stimulated through one or more of the 10 mind stimulants, it has the effect of lifting the individual far above the horizon of ordinary thoughts and permits him to envision distance, scope, and quality of thoughts not available on the lower plane, such as that occupied while one is engaged in the solution of the problems of business and professional routine. When lifted to this higher level of thought through any form of mind stimulation, an individual occupies relatively the same position as one who has ascended in an airplane to a height from which he may see over and beyond the horizon line which limits his vision while on the ground. Moreover, while on this higher level of thought, the individual is not hampered or bound by any of the stimuli which circumscribes and limit his vision while wrestling with the problems of gaining the three basic necessities of food, clothing, and shelter. He is in a world of thought in which the ordinary workaday thoughts have been effectively removed, as are the hills and valleys and other limitations of physical vision when he rises in an airplane. While on this exalted plane of thought, the creative faculty of the mind is given freedom for action. The way has been cleared for the sixth sense to function. It becomes repetitive. It becomes receptive, to ideas which could not reach the individual under any other circumstances. The sixth sense is the faculty which marks the difference between a genius and an ordinary individual. And your sixth sense is your intuition, which comes from the heart space. The creative faculty, I keep on saying that, the creative faculty becomes more alert and receptive to vibrations originating outside the individual's subconscious mind. The more this faculty is used and the more the individual relies upon it and makes demands upon it for thought impulses, this faculty can be cultivated and developed only through use. So if you don't ever use your creative imagination, it cannot get developed. Your intuition gets developed through meditation and through active mind stimulation. That which is known as one's conscious operates entirely through the faculty of the sixth sense. So any form of genius that comes from your consciousness, it's from your sixth sense. And you can't get to your sixth sense if you are mired in survival mode and fear. And fear is meant to put you in survival mode. So that's why they do this. So you literally can just turn away from it and be like, no, I'm doing what I want. What? I'm not supposed to do this? Okay, well, I'm doing it, you know. And you do it and you see there is no resistance. And right now on this planet, if you're seeing this video, you're on this timeline. Now it's like, do what you want, create what you want. The world is your oysters right now. It literally is. You have zero limitations, zero limitations. The great artists, writers, musicians, and poets become great because they acquire the habit of relying upon that still small voice, which speaks from within through the faculty of creative imagination. It is a fact well known to people who have keen imaginations that their best ideas come through so-called hunches. There is a great orator who does not attain to greatness until he closes his eyes and begins to rely entirely upon the faculty of creative imagination. When asked why he closed his eyes just before the climaxes of his oratory, he replied, I do it because when I speak through ideas which come to me from within. I do it because then I speak through ideas which come to me from within. One of America's most successful and best known financiers followed the habit of closing his eyes for 2 or 3 minutes before making a decision. When asked why he did this, he replied, when my eyes closed, I am able to draw upon a source of superior intelligence. So that's where everything is, you guys. Everything that you need to figure out your world and to figure out your genius and to figure out your love and your passion and what lights you up. It's all inside. There's no course to buy. There's no book to read. Go inside and find who you are and embrace who you are and say hello. Been a long time. I want to see you again. So many things that you love to do as a child, go bring those out. You guys know I love to roller skate and I did it all the time as a kid and I love it. And I get my best ideas when I'm in my childlike, beautiful, imaginational way. And I spend most of my day there, which gets me in a little bit of trouble in the 3D world and trying to make sure that I can cook and get stuff done without burning the house down. That is a little bit of a thing right now. But as technology comes in and your consciousness raises and you're doing what you love and you're in this beautiful woo way, you won't have to worry about things like that because technology is going to take care of all those mundane tasks that interrupted your peace. It's going to be phenomenal, you guys. Leave me in the comments what you think about this and let me know if you're in your creative imagination and what are you imagining.